and today I'll be doing the no disclaimers book tag, which I saw on Jocelyn's channel, also known as Yogi with a Book. The original creator is Catalyst Reads, and I'll go ahead and link both their channels down below so that you can give them some love. Question 1. Which trope or tropes annoy you the most in books? I'm gonna go ahead and say that I can no longer stand the main character who sacrifices themselves in order to save their friends. I can't handle it anymore. There has to be another way for the main character to get captured by the bad guys. Please think of one. Question 2. Which author or authors do you feel are overrated or overhyped? This question is extremely subjective to one's taste. So just because I did not like something does not necessarily mean it's overrated or overhyped. It just means that I didn't like it. So for the sake of answering this question, I'm gonna say Erica Johansson, who wrote the Queen of the Tearling trilogy. I hated that series so much. Again, it doesn't mean that she is overrated or overhyped. It's just that everyone seems to have loved that series, and it's gonna be one of the series that I unhaul for sure. Question 3, what are some of your least favorite books since joining BookTube? And again, I'm gonna say The Queen of the Tearling, but also more recently, My Plain Jane, Catcher in the Rye, Immortal Rules. Those are all books that I will be unhauling fairly soon. Question 4, a terrible ending that ruined an otherwise quality book. And for that, I'm going to say The Raven King from Maggie Stiefvater in the Raven Cycle series. I thought the ending was awful. But also, I'm gonna give you a second answer for that. The Night Circus by Erin Morgenstern. I thought this book was beautifully written. It was so good, so original, and even though it was very slow paced, I enjoyed it so much more than I thought, but I thought the ending was just blah. Question 5, which fictional character or characters do you wish were not killed off? Well, this question asks for a bit of spoilers, doesn't it? So if you haven't read the Grisha trilogy, please fast forward. I wish the Darkling had not died. I was Team Darkling. Which is bad to say since he's a villain, isn't it? But also, if you haven't read the Throne of Glass series, please fast forward a bit. But Erin was my favorite character in that entire series, and they killed him off. Why would she kill him off? He was such a good villain. I wish Erin and the Darkling were still alive. But I generally feel that way towards every villain that dies. Question 6, what are some of your bookish pet peeves? I have 2, which I think are most everybody's. But the first one is concerning covers. I will not buy a book that has a face on it. I'm sorry, but that is creepy. I'm talking about a random model that posed for the book. That's just weird, and it doesn't look pretty on a bookcase. And part of me buying books is because I enjoy displaying them. I like having different shelves with different organized books on there, but I like displaying them, and I don't want some random person on my book. So that's number 1. And number 2 has to do with how people read, and I'll just demonstrate it. I hate it when people grab a book to read and they just open it wide, and it's just painful because then the book doesn't close the same way, and it's just, you gotta be careful opening these pages. And I always yell at my husband whenever we share books. I warn him, he better not open the book too wide. Question 7, what are some books you feel need to get more recognition? And I'm going to talk about the series that got me out of my reading slump of 2 years, and that is the Fae Fever series by Karen Moning. And that is an adult fantasy long series of like 10 books that takes place in Dublin, and there's fae and there's monsters, sealing, unsealing, really strange monsters, and it is so good. And no one talks about it. It is the series that got me out of my reading slump and then put me in another one because I couldn't find anything that was remotely as good. If you want to try a new series, I really recommend this one. Question 8, what are your thoughts on censorship and banned books? And I think that's a load of crap. It's usually some of the most thought-provoking, forward-thinking books that are banned because people don't want you thinking outside of the box. And the last question, who do you tag? I tag Jaded Reader, Bookish Babbles, and With Cinnamon. Your turn. Thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.